Hello, my little pearls. I come with a rather, maybe divisive topic. Maybe not, but a topic nonetheless. I'm so sorry. I'm so insane today. No, I come to you with a discussion about book annotations. Hello, my name is Joe and I talk about, rant about books online because I'm just a girl in the world. I am a 28-year-old woman. Okay. I want to talk today about book annotations because recently I joined booktok, and one of the things that baffled me, many good things about booktok. The vibes, the atmosphere is immaculate, at least on my side of it. I'm on the Kafka Camus side of it. So there you go. But I wanted to talk about annotations because while the algorithm was kind of filtering my feed and figuring out what I like or not, I got a bunch of videos of TikToks about this one very strange phenomenon on booktok where people heavily annotate their books to the point where everything is colored. There are 100 post-its over the text and it's completely unreadable. And I was very curious about this because I wasn't aware that happened. Like, I was aware that people sometimes used colorful annotations, but I wasn't aware that it was used almost like decoration. And then I found a page, like, this is not me saying you shouldn't do it. You should absolutely do it if you like it. But it's me criticizing it a little bit. Because I saw a page, right? And no judgments to monetizing anything, because if you can make a buck out of it and have your life easier, I get it. But there was a store for someone who would professionally annotate books and sell them, and they would look like this. I'm going to find some pictures and put them on a screen so you can see. It's heavily annotated, heavily underlined with several different colors, with a bunch of post-its all over it that you would have to remove the post-its to read the text. And I mean, I understand that sometimes you need to do that. I've done that. I can show you actually. I have, if I can find it. I've found it. This is my copy of The Secret History, and you can see there's a little post-its here. And I mean, I did do this. So you can see it's over the text here. Yeah. It's over the text because I really needed to write this. I found this kind of symbolism or metaphor or a correlation between an aspect of The Secret History and the underworld, like the Greek mythology underworld, whatever. It was just silliness in my head, but I wanted to write it down. So I did it, but it's a couple pages in the book. And what I'm talking about, these books that I saw, is literally every single page as this post-it notes with annotations over the text. And I can't really understand what's happening. What I assumed it was, because my only source is TikTok, and we all know how informative it can be. Not. But what I assumed it was a really beloved book where you wanted every single thought on the page just to keep it. And it's a copy of a book you love so much that you wanted to look like that, just to have it with you, to have all of your thoughts and questions and, rambling thoughts in it because it's so beloved. But if that's so, why would you pay someone to do it for you with their own thoughts? You know? Anyway, this is going to be me in my most judgmental and critical state, because I don't really care what you do with your books, that's fine. And apart from burning them, I don't really care what you do with them. But I thought that was just silly. And I think it's silly. I don't understand why we need to decorate our own books. And this is a small bullet point in a larger conversation about consumerism and specifically consumerism in the book atmosphere, in the book community online. And I will be talking about consumerism in booktube and booktok and the book communities that exist online. But that's for another video. Today I wanted to show you how I do annotations and like how I think most people do annotations. It's not really that I want my book to look full, to look like it's been read and loved or whatever. It's that I can't help it. It's that I'm reading something from an author that I want to talk to them, and I want to be able to ask them, why would they write this? I want to be able to ask them, how did they even come up with this? How did it manifest in their brains that they could come up with such a beautiful thing to say, or such a pertinent thing to say, or such a right thing to say? I write my books, like I annotate in my books, because I can't talk to the author. So this is the closest thing I can do to have a conversation with Kafka, is annotate the damn book. So let me show you. Actually, I'm going to set up my thing in a different way to show you later, but because it's a lot. But this is Kafka's Letters to Milena. This is one of the most annotated books I have, and this is why I'm showing you this one. Like, I annotate all of my books, so you could pick up any single book that I've read, because I read them all, most of them physically, like 99% of them I read physically, just because I like to write in them, and all of them are annotated. I write way too much in my books, but this is the one with the most annotations by far, and that's why I wanted to show it to you. And I will record it later and put it here as I'm talking, I guess. But I don't like when things that occur naturally within any artistic or creative activity, like reading, annotating and underlining a book, is something that happens naturally when you love something so much that you don't know how else to show it, or how else to linger on it, or to return to it. Like, I underline stuff, I bookmark pages because I want to return to them. I want to reread them again. This is what happens when you have a beloved book or story or poem. You go back to it over and over and over again, and you get reminded of how beautiful it was and how much it changed your life, or at least your day. And the idea that any little thing that happens naturally, that is part of like the human experience of a human experiencing something creative, or that makes them think and makes them reflect and makes them just enjoy themselves. The fact that we, at this point, take so many of these little activities and we turn them into something so artificial that it completely loses the point. It completely loses the plot. It enrages me beyond belief. I'm not really that angry about it. Like, I don't care that much about it, but I feel like it's a conversation to be had. Like, why do we feel the need to decorate our books instead of annotate them? Because, I mean, if it is annotated to a point where you can't read it anymore, or you can't go back to it and read it, then what is the point? And if it is heavily annotated and like post-ited by someone else, and you just buy it to have it, why couldn't you just do it yourself? If you love a book that much that you want it annotated with your thoughts and your questions and whatever, why don't you do it? But anyway, that's me being my most critical self about certain things I don't like in a book community. On the other hand, many things I like. Will I ever be enough of a positive person to discuss the things I like instead of the things I don't like? Potentially not. No, okay. I need to do this in the same way that people are supposed to receive feedback at work. One good one, one bad one. I start with a bad one, I will get you a good one. But yeah, I don't get the, not even annotation. We can't call it annotation. The decoration of books on the inside. Like, I don't understand why that even needs to be a thing. It's just contributes to the superficial idea that exists of books on booktok, and I don't think so much on booktube. I think it's really just on booktok, especially because it's not just about decorating your books, right? It's happening with other things, because there are booktok creators that complain that paragraphs are too long, that complain that there's not enough dialogue, and that sort of things. And I just feel like, what's the point? At that point, what's the point of having a book in your hand if you don't know, like, how to use it? Like, it's literally, you don't know how to use it. You don't know how to use a book. You don't want to read it. You just want to read the dialogue, quick, fast-paced stuff. You want to decorate it beyond belief and to the point you can't even read it. And you want to buy it, keep it in your shelf, and then get rid of it like a couple of weeks later. Yeah. That's not enjoying books as a hobby. That's enjoying the idea of books as a hobby. And really here we have to make a reference to the movie, The Idea of You, because really TikTok, I'm assuming a lot of people's feeds, is really the idea of books. The discussion of the idea of books. The idea that reading and being a reader is somehow something desirable now, because the model girlies started using books as accessories. But if you're watching this and you love to annotate your books and you sometimes feel overwhelmed by this side of the book community where everything looks so beautiful and so aesthetic and looks so well decorated, and if you feel a little bit intimidated by this idea that someone else has prettier books, that someone else reads faster, that someone else reads more, please know that a lot of it is not real, and that it's okay to consume books however you want and however works for you. It's totally fine. Just know that you don't really have to follow the idea of book side of booktok or book culture online. And if you ever need someone to criticize futile things that happen in book communities online, I'm here. I'm here to be as annoying and critical and judgmental as possible. And also, if you ever find someone who is like, I can't read big paragraphs, you should recommend them Saramago. He's a Portuguese author. He writes very short paragraphs, very neatly, with great punctuation. Go for it. It's a great recommendation. Start with Blindness. Anyway, thank you for watching, and comment what your pet peeves are right now. Comment what your criticism of annoying things in the book community online is right now. Let me know. I'm here to listen. And if you felt like this video was very low energy and I felt like I needed to go to sleep the whole time, that's because I'm just coming off of an anxiety crisis. Really fun stuff. I am totally fine. Don't worry. I just don't have any taboo about talking about these things. And yeah. That was me ranting about the fact that I hate when books are annotated for decoration. Goodbye.